Yo, what up? This is your boy Solo. Now we're back here again with another episode, and this is gonna be about how to be beneficial as a society, or building a community where we can be in tune with ourselves. And this is picking up the right information, picking up the right perspectives on how to be more on a more balanced and fair ground, and that goes hand in hand with the information that we gather and the things that we digest as a whole. So when it comes to things that we indulge in this world, like the information, what we think might be right, but it might hurt others or not be fair to others, we need to find a common ground when it comes to that, and not get lost into too many biases and mental concepts, because this is what we're all doing. We're utilizing our mind to find something to make sense out of, but it's supposed to be simple, not too complicated, and getting lost in indoctrination and biases, because we're all spirits utilizing our mind, and whatever we jump into our mind, we start to feel and and indulge with that, with our emotion, indulge in that with our emotions. So we all have a mind and we all have emotions, and to make it simple, we are spirits just utilizing these mechanisms to navigate through this physical world. So it always starts with simplicity. Your spirit developed the mind, and it's picking and choosing what to experience. And once we get into that experience, that becomes a desire, a world we live in, and that can be heavy, that can be very satisfying, very indulging in it, and things of that nature. So we can get lost in our desires, and this is the problem with the world today. People are getting lost in whatever mind frame they're in, and they justify their biases, how they grew up, and with their mind, and they get lost in those emotions. They get lost in those perspectives and worldview, instead of having to be relatable with other spirits. Hopefully they're not lost in biases, but each one teach one, and we have to find a common ground, and get to the simplicity of all these biases. And I'm talking about religion and science and all of these things. But to get to the point of the video, we need to be more in tune with ourselves, and pick the right things to gather and digest. And I mean that spiritually, mentally, and physically. So what the problem with the world today is, we need to find things to boycott, like the toxicity, the food that we're eating. We all know that's poisonous, and we have to start supporting healthy food, like people who are selling plant-based options, and vegan-based stuff, and and there's nothing wrong with these things. You might say, like, oh, they don't taste the same, but the point is to start healing the community and the world. And don't knock it till you try it, because there's a lot of vegan plant-based options that's way better than the original things that people eat, that toxic garbage that people just eat, like McDonald's, Domino's, Popeyes, Papa John's. I used to eat all that bullshit, but it's not worth it. And there's food out there that tastes, vegan food, plant-based food, that tastes better. All you have to do is try it. It might be a bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It don't weigh too much on your spirit, and we start healing ourselves and our traumas internally, because the toxic food that we eat is poisoning our spirit, is poisoning our mind. And we like to be too self-indulgent, too self-serving, and indulging in our emotions. We might be too selfish, and we only like to taste what we want to taste. So that's just that doesn't that has no morals behind it. We have to be more relatable. We have to be closer to God and things of that nature. So we need to start boycotting bullshit food and start supporting, local businesses like, I forgot that word. I can't believe I forgot it. Black-owned businesses, that support healthy food, not those black-owned businesses that's, I'm not saying don't support it. If you're gonna continue eating it and shit, I can't stop you, but you're not supporting, you're not helping yourself to become a better person, and you're not helping the next person, because how you eat is how you portray yourself, the energy that you give off, the influences, the perspectives, the mindset. And we have a lot of hood people who like to indulge in eating toxic food, and I get it, it tastes good and it makes you feel good, but those are the food that's poisoning your mind, and it's giving you, is just not for your body. You're supposed to be eating from Mother Earth, and and this is what people are trying to come up with these businesses, so you serving, so they can serve you and give you the nutrients that you need, because it's about God. It's not about being self-serving. So, and it's about being a community and being relatable, and not too selfish in what you care about. And the more people that start doing this, the greater the change. But you can't be self-doubt. And we need to start paying attention to the nonsense that the government is doing and shit like that. Distractions, things that don't matter. What are they using our tax dollars for? People are not paying attention to this. They rather go shop in the mall and call it a day, or whatever they do. Get back home and drink. I get it. You want to have a good time, but it is a bit deeper than just yourself. And we have to participate in a global healing, because that's what it needs. If you ignore or turn a blind eye, then what are you doing? Why? There's gonna be people that need to learn more about themselves, and just at least pay attention to other perspectives that's trying to heal others. It's just that simple. So I had a point. But yeah, we need to start paying attention to what's real, what's important. Start paying attention to the food. The food is where it heals. I'm saying that because that's what they're implementing. That's what they're spreading out. That's what they're giving you. That's what the shit has so much bullshit and chemicals in it. And you like tasting those chemicals because it tastes good, but it's just not for you, and it's for a reason why they're giving that to you. And I'm gonna just keep it like that and simple. So when it comes to other shit, like just information that's needed, that the government is not providing you, they're stalling. They're wasting your taxpayer money. Like I said, they're spending billions and trillions of dollars on war, and they keep stalling. They're not helping you at the same time. All this time has passed and nothing has really changed. Instead they keep taking your money. I don't understand how you don't see that. But like I said, we have to be more open-minded. We have to be more aware of what's going on around the world. And right now is a season to pay attention to to what's right. And yeah, you know, we gotta get this shit right. But let's see if I got some other shit. I had another point. You know, I also think we need to be more spiritual. We need to be more searching for the truth, you know, God, you know, and not too much into these distractions, because what are they really doing? What are these distractions really doing? They're not trying to help you. They're not, you know, they're just distracting you. You're not healing as a world. You're not healing as a community. So you get it? Like, what was all the tension going on? You know, they got you working, like slaving, paying bills, barely making any money. You're suffering. You know, it starts off spiritually first. You know, you gotta open up. You gotta be mentally open-minded enough to find that mind state where, you know, you can grow, you can expand, you can see more, be open to more inspirations, more open to information and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Peace.